Hello and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm gonna show you how to play with the blenders of the artTherapy number 3. You can load them into your Photoshop or Photoshop Elements with the ABR files or the TPL files. If you have Photoshop CC, Photoshop will ask you how you like to load the brushes, if you like to import them as brushes or load them as a tool. This is up to you how you like to do it. If you are used to brushes, just click on import as brushes and they will show up in your brush menu, and load as a tool they will come and will show you in the tool presets. So let's play a little bit around, and I'm gonna show you now how you can use the blenders to create a really watercolor styled artsy layout. I've opened a solid paper from the artTherapy number 3 collection. It's the solid paper number 3, and I already started 2 new layers, and I'm gonna click on the layer number 1. I also have loaded the freestyles, and I also have loaded the swatches here. I'm gonna close the tool presets here, also the brushes, because I have already loaded the blenders here, the TPL file as a brush file into my Photoshop. And this is how the preview look like from the blenders. So first of all, I like to have this watercolor look on my page, and that's why I choose the blender number 14, and I choose the color yellow here from the collection, and just start to paint a little bit around. And what I'm gonna do now is I only create a mask. That's it. So I'm done with that. I'm going to the next layer, maybe choose another color. The color doesn't matter at that moment, because we later change the color or add a image. So this is up to you. So we paint here a little bit, not much, only really just a little bit, so it shall really nicely blend with the background. And we start to create a new layer, and then we take the blender number 13 now and choose here another color. As you see, this looks a little bit different, and so we go on. Let's see what we have here. So this is one, and then we have blender number 1. Oops, just forgot to create a new layer. So this is it. Okay. So we have now here 5 different masks we have created. We have here some photos. I searched here for in my Pixabay app, what I've installed in my Photoshop CC. I searched for some sunflowers, and I thought this will really fit perfectly to my colors from the collection. So I've loaded them, and now I'm duplicate it and go to the yellow layer here and clip that in the yellow mask. We don't want to have it here on the pink. So we have here the first one. Okay. So we added now here this photo. What is important, that it looks artsy, and this kind of watercolor feeling on your page is when you have those the same colors in the image and the artsy bits and the watercolor stuff in the same color, so that makes it that it will later really look like a little bit of watercolor. Okay, so let's go into the artsy bits and pieces, and I have a special thing. I want to use that one now. Copy it, and I'm going to the green layer now and clip that in here. So let's see, now we have a real photo and we have this artsy bit combined, and maybe we can add here on the dark one, dark mask, this kind of photo here. And you can see now we have this big flower, we have this little bit of a artsy, vintage thing, and then we have in between here those watercolors, more splatters, and then we can try to set them on color burn. So this is also a nice effect. And we can start a new layer, and I want to have a little bit more green now. We go back to the blenders and we choose those one, and now we start to paint here and immediately go to color burn. So we go over those green parts now of the flowers, and this is what happened then, that it starts to blend and that you get this watercolor look. And now we change the colors and we pick directly from the image itself by clicking Option key, and then the pipette starts to show up, and then we can click directly onto the color we want to have and start to paint further. So we blend here and there, the yellow into the green over here, and then we pick here the dark wood, and everything will blend nicely into each other. Pick here the green. So this is it. To make everything a little bit wider, we change here again the no, it's not normal, and we go to color burn, and I want to have the green here. Here it is. Doesn't matter, dark here, we'll paint over it, and you can see we add more and more this watercolor feeling. And what we need to take care is that we don't overdo it and stop at a point. Okay, so I think that's enough, and now we can add here and there maybe some little artsy bits. Where is it? Okay, so this is one artsy bit, and maybe we can put that here on top, maybe here, this one. I think I like that one. Maybe we go a little bit everything more down. Don't save. Let's see what we can do with that one, because those colors just pop in. And now we okay, so it did move around. Oh, going back. Okay, so this one, let's try to clip that here on that one. And you can see there's not much now to see here. maybe not. Maybe we create a new mask only for those ones. Okay, click that. And then we go to the layer and start here to paint. So that those colors will appear now. Okay, again a new layer, and I want to have now a little bit of this rose color also blended, and for that we use the pink. I want to have the also that color burn. Use that, and maybe some more texture, more of this watercolor. New layer, go on top, linear burn, color dodge, which is also pretty nice that you have now those white sprinkles. Can add here and there something, and it, so you can see you start to build up your layout really like a painting, layer by layer, softly, only touches, not wildly, only touches here and there. And let's see what we have here. Maybe one of those. Let's see what we can do with that one. I don't know if I have something like that. Photo bombs. Choose. Copy, paste. Okay, I really start to like this page now. And photo bombs, let's try. I don't know if it will work with the photo bomb here, but let's see if we can use it and create a little bit of a framing. Copy paste, we go on the top layer, paste it, and now we start to play with the color burn. So this, I like the framing outside, but I don't like the color. That works not. Okay, overlay. So what we can do now is we go back to color burn, press Command U, and go to the saturation and turn off the saturation so it takes off really the color of the frame. And what we're going to see now, that it's here in the middle too dark, definitely, but I like this framing here around this vintage. So let's create now a mask, and we erase parts we don't want. So we have the layer 16, which was the photo bump, and now we click on here, the clipping mask, and now we're going to start to choose this Blender 14 again, and we take care that we are really on the mask and not the image itself. Just really check out it must be this little frame around the icon, okay? So we're going back here, so we have now this frame, so we be sure that we are on the mask itself. And now we start to paint over it. We need to have the black color in the foreground, very important. And now we're softly going to remove those dark parts here. So we brighten up everything again, but we have this a heavy texture, and we keep the frames here. Also here, so that everything gets a little bit brighter, and you add also a little bit more those watercolor kind of feeling here. I think that's for now okay. And what we're going to do now is those two parts here we do on the foreground of the overlay. Okay. Also the word art. Let's try what happens and when we, yes, okay. Maybe we do that in white, but for that we also can use the styles here. So that's faster. You also can change here to one of the colors from the collection, but I think the white one is pretty nice here. Okay. Let's go back to the artsy bits and pieces. Maybe this kind of weird swirling here we can add here between. So we only have to, we need to see a little bit of parts of it. And let's move it around. Okay, let's add that here. So we have this little roundness here. What else can we use? Maybe we add here one of those flowers. We put them here really on top. So now you start to get a kind of depth of the layout because of the shadowing. You have this painting look like in the back what we have created with the mask and the clipping mask, and now when we add now here really some realistic stuff in the foreground with the shadow, then it starts to get really to get a depth, and it will look even more fantastic. Okay, always a little bit smaller, and we really need to search a little bit of a place over here maybe. So we have here a kind of yes, bow, but we can start to build that up. So we don't have that one. And maybe that one. So we have here a real nice colorful flower bouquet here. And then we have here those sunflowers. And let's see, this greenery. And as you can see now, this greenery really makes it even more nice. But what I don't like it that it here really too much overlays the flowers here. Also here we can now erase parts of this greenery. For that we again start a clipping mask. We check here that it's really marked. We go to the brushes and maybe some harsher ones. We need to have the black in the foreground, and we start to paint now and a little bit smaller. So you get the illusion now that this greenery is also behind this flower here. Here everything this. So this is it. So you have the greenery here, but it now overlays here our word art. And let's try to do that around. So we can have that here. And we make an outer glow now on the word art. Outer glow, because with a dark color, we can pick here one of these browns. And then we go to multiply. And as you can see, the sizes. So it has a little bit of better, that it stands a little bit better from the background. That's I'm gonna show you that without and with. So it's a little bit darker now in the background, and this helps you that it stands much better here. I'm gonna try now out if we shall have a little bit of a color flow here. So we have those yellows, and then it goes over into the purple color. So that's also nice. Maybe we don't need that thing, or we need to have it a little bit smaller. And just maybe on top here, also a little bit smaller. So, okay, so we have, I think that's much better. Let's try to do the word out a little bit more up here. So it's more integrated into the painting, and there's a lot of stuff here. I like to have this color, so a little bit smaller. Over here, we do that on the back. Much. Now it's on the clipping, and then we say color burn, and so we have that here. Maybe a little bit turn around. So that's nice. So we have this green of the greenery goes into this watercolor down. So we have now a really floating watercolor painting, and I think this is it. And I hope this video did help you a little bit to create and use especially the Painters-Toolbox blenders in combination with the artsy bits and word arts. And I hope I can see some of your digital painting layouts, whatever, in my gallery at the Lily Pad. We're gonna see us there, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it, feel free to comment on the YouTube channel, and let's have some fun, and we're gonna see us in the next video. Bye!